joining Prince William Little Theater as we present our first annual Virtual Original Works Festival. I'm Chrissy Mastrangelo, president of Prince William Little Theater. Joining me tonight as host are Susie Muhlstein, one of our esteemed board members and also one of our founders, as well as Becky Gould-Levine, our vice president.
Thank you so much, Chrissy. We received 52 original works for this festival. They came from all over the world. They came from here in Prince William County, Virginia, and as far away as Australia. It made the selection committee have a really hard time narrowing it down to just these 11 works. We're going to present these 11 works to you over the next 3 evenings.
After the festival, you will be able to watch each individual production on our YouTube channel as well. Go to our Facebook and Instagram pages to follow Prince William Little Theater for announcements.
This is also a great opportunity to support community theater. Visit our website, www.pwlt.org, and choose Get Involved from the drop-down and become a member. You'll get exclusive information for just $15 a year. You'll be the first to learn about auditions and upcoming productions. You will also receive our exclusive newsletter.
We're also looking for members of the community to help us out as volunteers. Tech crew, stage crew, makeup, costumes, backstage, sound and lighting. We also have various committees that you can join. Check us out at our website.
We really do love to be a part of the community, and it's nice to be starting theater up again. PWLT is actually holding auditions in the near future for Dial M for Murder, which is directed by Susie Muhlstein.
Yes, auditions will be held on August 2nd and 3rd from 7 to 9. We will have a sign-up audition sheet available soon.
Well, let's talk about what the community is going to see this evening.
First up, we have Ruth, a one-act play written by Thomas Piccin.
This production was directed by Jacqueline Youm. The cast members are Lori Muhlstein, who plays Ruth, Corisa Myers, who plays Sarah, and Tiffany Strange, who plays Christine.
In Ruth, we take a look at a child's relationship with an aging parent. Everyone thinks that Ruth is losing her grip on reality, but is she?
So sit back, relax, as we present Ruth by Tom Piccin.
Hi everyone, I'm Lori Muhlstein and I'm playing Ruth.
Hi, my name is Corisa Myers and I'm playing Sarah.
Hello, I am Tiffany Strange and I'll be playing Christine.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Youm, like Zoom, and I'm the director of Ruth.
I'm Tom Piccin and I'm the playwright.
Good morning, Mom. How you doing today?
Oh, hi. I didn't know you were coming today.
Sure you did, Mom. I come every day. You know that.
Thank goodness you're here. You wouldn't believe what I've been through today.
Uh-oh, did something happen?
I've been through hell. Nobody pays attention.
That sounds terrible. Why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, someone was in here all morning, poking me and pulling my leg this way and that way. It was awful.
That was probably Samantha, your physical therapist.
No, it wasn't her. It was someone else. I don't know who it was, but she wasn't very nice at all. And she had purple hair. Can you imagine? I never saw anything like that in my life.
Yes, that was Samantha. and she's always very nice to you. She told me you're one of her favorite patients. And she has very pretty dark hair with purple highlights. That's a very popular style. Last week you said you liked it, remember?
Well, she wasn't very nice to me today. I kept telling her I wanted to go for a drive, and she wouldn't listen.
Well, she's right, Mom. You can't go for a drive. You fell and broke your hip. And you need time to heal. That's why you're here.
Yes, I remember. I fell in my room. I don't know what happened. I was supposed to meet Claire for lunch. I reached for my bag, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor. I went right down.
I know. Oh, I was in the other room and I heard you fall. You scared me to death.
Well, thank goodness your father was there. He lifted me right up as if I didn't weigh anything at all.
Mom, that was the EMT who picked you up.
What?
The ambulance worker. He put you on the stretcher and they brought you here to the hospital. Then when you left the hospital, we brought you here to the rehab facility.
Well, I suppose I won't be driving for a while. That's such a pretty blouse. Is your father here?
Dad's gone, Mom.
Yes, I remember. Your father was a fine man. Every summer he took us to Cape Cod. We like going to the beach, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You and I go to the beach every day. Your father doesn't care for the sun, but you and I go every day. You like to play in the sand. You're afraid to go in the water, though.
That was a long time ago, Mom.
No, the water won't hurt you. You just keep your head up and watch where you step. You can hold my hand. Don't be afraid.
It's okay, Mom. I'm not afraid of the water anymore. How was your pain today?
My what?
Your pain. Are you in any pain today?
Oh, yes.
Where does it hurt?
I don't think we'll go to the beach today.
Mom, can you tell me where it hurts? Mom, the nurses tell me you haven't been able to stand up because you say it hurts too much. If we can't fix the pain, then we can't get you up and walking again. Can you tell me where it hurts? Is it still your legs?
What's her name again?
Who?
The other woman.
What other woman, Mom?
You know that woman.
You mean Joan? The woman who was in the other bed? Your roommate?
Yes. Joan. I wonder where she went.
She passed away a few nights ago, Mom. She was very sick.
Yes, I remember now. Joan in the other bed. That pretty young nurse took care of her.
That's right, Christine. Christine takes care of you too.
Christine, beauty queen.
Did someone say my name? How you feeling today, Ruth?
Pretty good. I'm going home today.
I don't think that's a good idea, honey. You're not quite ready to walk on your own yet. She had a pretty good night. According to the night nurse, she did have some pain in her legs, but she was able to sleep most of the night.
It's been 3 weeks. The doctor said she would be walking by now. Why isn't the physical therapy working?
Well, it's a slow process, but you're right. We were hoping to see better results by now. The MRI showed some small fractures in her back, which is probably what's causing the leg pain and keeping her immobile. We can treat that this week with a quick procedure, which should give her some immediate relief from the pain.
Then she'll be able to stand up and start walking again.
That's the hope, yes. Once we get her up on her feet, the PT should help, and she'll have a much better chance of recovering quickly.
It's just so hard to see her like this.
I know. My grandmother suffered with chronic pain for years. Osteoarthritis. There was nothing we could do except watch her suffer. When she passed, it was almost a blessing. But your mom's going to be fine. I promise.
Thank you, Christine. We're lucky to have you.
Are you hungry, Ruth?
No, I don't think so.
Well, try to eat something, okay? I'll check on you in a little bit.
Mom, do you want some lunch?
Joan with all the money. Christine took care of her.
Joan had money? Good for her. Looks like mac and cheese today.
Oh, yes. Her husband left her with a fortune. And she had just one son, Kenny. So it all goes to him. Kenny, horn of plenty.
Wow, lucky guy. Here, Mom, eat some macaroni.
Yes. Kenny and Christine, they want to get married, you know.
Kenny and Christine, they're a couple?
Oh, yes. I see things, you know. I hear things. Christine, beauty queen.
Well, good for them. Apparently, Joan had been here for several months, so Kenny must have visited a lot. Here, how about some applesauce?
Yes, they want to get married, but Mother won't have it. No, sir. Don't let that one get her claws in you.
Mom, we're hoping that you'll be back on your feet soon, and I want to talk to you about what will happen then.
Yes, I'll be back on my feet soon.
Now, you can come back home, of course. The girls and I love having you with us, and Allie asks every night at dinner, when is Grammy coming home? And Maddie doesn't like to talk about it, but I can tell she's worried about you and she misses you. Another option is to stay here.
Stay here?
Yes. They have a long-term care wing here, and you can stay as long as you want.
Kenny and Christine, Mother was not happy about that. No, sir.
I'm not sure what would be best. We want you at home, of course, but I'm worried that we can't give you the care and attention you need. If you stay here, they could take good care of you, and I would still see you every day.
Mother was a problem, but Christine took care of her.
You're not a problem, Mom. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what you want. I want you to be happy with the decision.
Look at you. So pretty, so grown up. Your father and I are very proud of you.
Dad's gone, Mom.
Yes, I know. He won't be coming with us to the beach today. He doesn't care for the sun.
Here, Mom, drink some more water. So what do you think, Mom? Do you want to stay here or come home with me?
Your father won't be coming to the beach today.
Mom!
He won't be coming because he's working. Every year he worked overtime and weekends so that we could go to Cape Cod. He wanted us to have our vacation. He gave up his vacation so we could have ours.
I didn't know that.
Your father was a fine man, but he forgot that being together is what matters the most. I would give up the beach forever if I could have one more day with him. Nothing's more important than being together.
Okay, Mom, I understand. We'll stay together.
What's the other woman's name?
Joan.
Joan, yes, Joan. That pretty nurse took care of her.
Yes, Christine took care of Joan, and she takes care of you too.
Oh, I hope not. I don't think we'll go to the beach today. Maybe tomorrow.
Here you go, Ruth. I've got your medicine.
Mom, I have to go back to work, but I'll stop by again tonight after dinner to visit, okay?
Well, I've got some good news for you, Ruth. It looks like you'll be getting a new roommate tomorrow. I know it's been lonely in here since we lost Joan.
Yes, we lost Joan. You took care of her.
Yes, I did, honey. Here you go.
Yes, you took care of her. I see things, you know. I hear things. The night we lost Joan, you were here, fiddling with her morphine.
Well, Joan was in a lot of pain. We did our best to keep her comfortable.
Nothing's more important than being together. You and Kenny wanted to be together, but Joan was a problem.
Why don't you take a nap, honey? I'll check on you in a little while.
Joan was a problem, but you took care of her, didn't you? Now you and Kenny can be together with all that money.
You sound a little confused, but I'll make a deal with you. You keep my secret, and I'll have you back on your feet and home in no time.
Christine, beauty queen.
Congratulations to Jacqueline Youm and the cast of Ruth. Very well done.
Next, we will be debuting a monologue called Beautiful Burden. I am black.
This was written by and performed by Jacqueline Youm.
This is a timely opportunity to explore a perspective that deserves a louder voice. Jacqueline takes us on a riveting journey about her life experience.
My name is Jacqueline Youm, and I will be performing a monologue written by me, named Beautiful Burden. Je suis noir. I am black. I didn't know I was black. Honest. I had no idea there was such a thing as color, as racism, as prejudice because of one's race. I only knew mom and dad, my siblings, my family, my best friends, Melanie and Awa, who were Salvadorian and Senegalese, my neighbor Sam, who was American, my classmates who came from all over the world and who were different shades and colors. How could I know such evil? Or maybe how could I not know? I came from a well-to-do family, a diplomat's daughter, private school education, upbringing in different countries all over the world, accustomed to dealing with different kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. I liked someone because of who they were, and I didn't like someone for the same reasons. It was as simple as that. There were hushed conversations and lingering thoughts in movies and TV shows that talked about racism, but it wasn't real. At least, it was not real to me. What was colorism? What was bias? Did people really hate others because of the color of their skin? Because of a cover they had not chosen for themselves because of a color that only God could have known? It could not be. Don't worry. Or maybe do. I did not stay happily ignorant for long. U.S. history would not deem it so, and if that was not enough, I experienced it myself. The first time I felt my Blackness and was faced with racism was in Portland, Oregon. Portland, a liberal city, a city of hippies, of peace and love and pacifism. A city of whites. A city with hidden agendas and secret hate. My sister and I were walking down the street, minding our own business, walking from the park back to our uncle's place. Up ahead was a mother and her daughter walking in front of us. We didn't really pay attention to them. We were both chatting excitedly. As the mother and daughter passed us, I heard the daughter say, "What is that?" My sister looked up, shocked, and asked me, "Did she just say that?" "I'm sure it was nothing," I replied. "Maybe it's the first time she had ever seen Black people. Don't worry about it." The second time was more insidious, more in your face, more dramatic. My sister and I were walking again on the long, sinuous road back to my uncle's house. We were chatting, laughing, and joking, not really paying attention to our surroundings, no real care outside of our bubble. As a blue van drove up, it neared us slowly, and suddenly, a window came down. Young male voices could be heard using words I dare not repeat. And a white hand, armed with a large cup filled with sugary liquid, was thrown in our direction before they sped away. This was not late at night. We were not scantily clad. It was the middle of the day, the early afternoon, in fact. The sun was shining gloriously, and these boys wanted to humiliate us because of our color, because of our race, because of our Blackness in the light of day. I did not cry. I did not scream. I didn't even get angry, to be honest. I was just sad and numb. I had never thought that being Black was difficult or scary or soul-crushing. I thought it was the same as being white, tan, brown, or any shade thereof. I was wrong. Being Black in the United States and in the world is what I would call a beautiful burden. I didn't know I was Black. But now, every day, I know, I feel, I see, I sense my Blackness. I am Black. Je suis noir.
Thank you, Jacqueline, for sharing from your heart. Thank you for sharing your passionate voice. What a captivating performance.
I absolutely loved it and thought it was very powerful and very moving.
Yeah.
So truthful, and to hear her experiences just gives you so much thought in another perspective that I think we all really need at this time. PWLT is a 501c3 organization. We're sustained by grants from Prince William County and the city of Manassas, and also our patrons and viewers. If you would like to donate, just go to pwlt.org/donate. You can make a one-time donation or make a monthly or annual donation. It's that simple.
We're really thankful for the contributions from our community. We're also incredibly grateful and thankful for the people who work with us on our productions and in our productions. And they are always successful.
All the actors that you will see over the next few days submitted virtual audition pieces that were viewed by the directors remotely. And all of the rehearsals and performances were completed Zoom.
We wanted to put a twist on the Zoom performances. As you'll see during the festival, some of the performances were filmed via Zoom with special effects, different backgrounds, and some were filmed live and in person.
Next up, we have a show directed by you, Chrissy. What was that process like for you?
It was interesting directing during Zoom. It did have its challenges, but thank goodness for technology that we were able to do this during this time.
Absolutely.
The next piece is Rosa and Leo, a webcam play written by Adam Szudrich from Australia.
It stars Tina Mullins and Don Richardson. Tina plays Rosa and Don plays Leo.
And now we present Rosa and Leo by Adam Szudrich.
Hello, princess. Is that you? Say something. Just a word.
Liar!
Before you hang up, let me explain. No, let me apologize.
Stop ringing or I'll phone the police.
And have me arrested?
Yes, I hear they have the electric chair in America.
God, it's good to hear your beautiful voice, princess.
Leo, some men make women weak in the knees. You make me weak in the stomach.
I see time hasn't dulled your tongue.
It's sticking out at you now.
Not a word for 53 years, and I've called you 3 times in the last minute.
56 years, Leo. But you was never good at dates.
What are you saying? That I didn't come looking for you after the war?
Sure, with your army of lady blondes as foot soldiers.
Oh, come on, I was a kid who didn't play the field a little.
Leo, you played whole paddocks.
Now, let me explain.
No, let me guess. Schuldig Sie der Storie. Wenn ihr wollt nicht gemacht de Bett, wollt ich nicht gekommen zu kein Cat. It's the carpenter's fault. If he hadn't built the bed, you wouldn't have sinned.
Princess, you know what it was like in that concentration camp. denied every pleasure in life, waiting for death's hands, and then suddenly you're released. What's a guy in his 20s going to do?
What he promised.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. You did me a favor. I met a good man.
That's great. I'm real happy for you, Princess.
Stop calling me that. You left your princess in the tower. And you never came back.
Yes, who?
I don't have time for your service.
I know. It's not like you were standing there with your arms folded, staring at the phone, demanding it to ring with that little frown of yours. You forget how well we know each other, Princess.
You're wrong. I went back to bed. Waiting for you, I gave up long ago.
I don't know why I didn't come for you after the war.
That's it? I don't know. That's the best you got? Do us both a favor. Take some time. Compose your thoughts. And call back in 56 years when you got something worth saying.
Don't hang up, please. I'm getting carpal tunnel from hitting redial. Can I ask, how long did you wait?
Every morning I'd get all dressed up and sit on that bench in the park in Warsaw, just like we agreed. And until dark, I would stay.
How many days did you sit?
As many days that make 3.5 months.
Oh God, I feel terrible.
Muzzle tough. While you was getting fresh, I was getting piles.
I came back for you. It was 2 months after we were supposed to meet. I peeked out of my hiding spot and there you were, sitting on that bench. God, how I wanted to go to you, but you had this look like the only reason you were waiting for me so you could tear me apart and eat me alive. I couldn't will my legs to walk a single step. Can I ask you something? Something I've always... Had I come over, would you have taken me back?
Only to tear you apart and eat you alive.
You're still angry at me.
No, anger I save for Hitler. For you, Szudrich, I want nothing more than a slow death at painful hands.
About a year later, I came back looking, but you were gone.
And you expected me on that bench? What am I, a pigeon?
They said that you took a boat to Australia. For years, I'd have these dreams where I'd see you standing on the deck of that boat, looking out for me one last time as you set sail. Is that how it played out?
No, I went to my cabin. And as I was putting my luggage in the rack, this man helps me with my case. 8 months later, that man, Max, became my husband.
I also married fast to Sophie.
And you told this wife of yours that you found my number on the computer?
Sophie thinks it's just two old friends catching up. She doesn't know how much you missed me.
Leo, there's a really nice place you should try and visit. It's called Reality.
Princess, you can fool the world with your tough woman, stiff jaw, flared nostrils routine. But not me. You know your giveaway. That little nervous twitch in your left pinky finger. Like that first night I poked my pinky between the wires and wrapped mine around yours. God, how I wanted to jump through that fence and... Princess, you know why I married Sophie? Because she was the opposite of you.
And you know why I married someone brave and faithful? Because he was the opposite of you.
You're right. I was so infantile. But when you're young, you're a half-wit.
And now that you're old, you're a full wit. Goodbye, Leo.
Sing for me,
What?
like we used to do every night when we'd sneak to the fence. Tumbala, tumbala, tumbala laika. You in the women's camp, me in the men's, risking our lives to whisper between the wires. Tumbala, tumbala, tumbala laika. Dancing in a death camp, what a thing. Imagining we're in each other's arms.
I don't live in the past, Leo, even if the past lives in me.
Visit me. I'll buy you a first-class ticket.
You have some chutzpah. I wait months on a bench. Now you want I should schlep the road for you?
I spoke with my doctor, Princess. He said the flight could kill me.
Then let me buy you that first-class ticket.
If you hate me so much, why do you still look at my photo?
What photo?
The one I had hidden in the camp. The one I gave you. My portrait before the war. This innocent kid of 17, smiling, with full red cheeks and no idea what life
I
was about to...
don't remember any photo.
Princess, you never were a good liar.
And you was always the best fun figure.
What happened when you were taken away from the camp? Years later, I heard rumors that they...
Why can't you be like every other Jew and try to forget what happened?
Because I can still see the first time I laid eyes on you. Standing by the window in the women's dormitory, all bald and full of bones, but I'd never seen anything so beautiful. And I still hear those words as men ran into my dorm months later. Leo, they've moved all the women. I race out to our fence, refusing to, because we knew what moved meant. So I stand there night after night, my pinky finger hooked between the wires. Friends pleaded with me as I stop eating, wasting away. Live, Leo, survive. It's what Rosa would have wanted. Months later, many months later, I saw a face in the same window I first caught your eye. And I met Sophie, and we whispered between the wires. And not long after, we were liberated. We married, not for love, for children. Children that would carry our traditions, children who would tell their children what the Germans did to us. But always in the back of my mind was you. What if you survived? So I go to the park, and there you are on the bench. And I stand there, a married man with a pregnant wife, knowing I had ruined both of our lives.
What do you want from me, Leo?
I want to hold you, Princess, even just once.
I saw you.
What?
I saw you, Leo. From the bench, I was sitting, and there you was peeking through the bushes.
I must have stood there for 2 hours.
I was waiting like I promised. It was you who never came over.
You have a good marriage.
My Max was a good husband.
I'm sorry.
It was more than 10 years. And your marriage?
I've been divorced for 13 years. But ever since I stood at our fence with no pinky to hold on to, I felt this ache in my heart.
That night, we were taken from the camp, herded like animals. Those of us that survived lay in another camp, listening to screams, terrible screaming, waiting to be pulled from bed. what those soldiers did to me. That's why I could never have children. I was able to turn off the memories. But my husband, Max, was in Auschwitz. It was his job to pull the gold teeth from the bodies after they was gassed. Faces of the dead came back to him in nightmares. The times he managed to sleep, I would leave my husband and sneak away to a hiding spot where I kept a photo, your portrait before the war that you gave me. After Max took his own life, I was full of guilt. I went to tear up this photo, but as I took it in my hand, I saw that there was this message on the back. 4 words. Zijn vredig gevangen him. Be happy. Find him. He knew. For 47 years, Max knew. His whole life, he gave his heart to me. When he knew mine was somewhere else.
Rosa, I need to tell you something. I'm having a procedure. It's no cure. Maybe it buys me a couple months. When I found out, I just wanted to hold you. But I'm never going to feel you in my arms.
You see my little finger? Hold it like you used to. How does that feel?
Like something I should have never let go of.
Dance with me. Tumbala, 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 like tumbala, 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 like
Tumbala-laika, strumbala-laika, tumbala-laika, may we be happy.
Close your eyes. You are in my arms now, Leo.
And you're in mine, princess.
Tumbala, 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 laika.
Tumbala, tumbala, tumbala-laika.
Tumbala, laika, strumbala, laika.
Tumbala-laika, may we be happy.
Welcome back. That was actually really fantastic. Congratulations, Chrissy.
Thank you. It was a great piece to direct, and Thank you, Adam, for writing something so moving. This festival gave actors an opportunity to do things that they normally don't get to do, acting on video.
Mhm.
It has some challenges, which we have to be careful of, as it can sometimes change the piece as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was way better than some of the other online plays that I have seen recently. Great job, everyone.
A wonderful job by everyone. So do we have any more productions tonight?
Our next is another one act called Lost in Place.
This was written by Craig Houk and directed by Ward Kay. The cast is made up of Stacy Crickmer playing Rhonda and Larissa Norris playing Danielle.
This one explores life after the pandemic. Let's take a look.
So I see you took the chair away.
Think it was about time.
Good for you.
And you?
Oh, well, I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. I mean, what's the rush anyhow?
True enough. I was thinking I might make a ceremony of it.
What do you mean, a ceremony? How?
Well, you know, I've been agonizing about this for a long time now, and I've been thinking about what might be the right way to do it.
To do what? To get rid of the chair?
Mm-hmm. My first thought was maybe I just put it on a pile of sticks and set it on fire. Or maybe I dig a hole out back, bury it there, cover it in dirt and soil, plant some nice jewel weed on top of it, maybe say a prayer over it.
Wait, aren't you an atheist?
Kind of agnostic now. Though I might be full-on Christian by tomorrow. Who knows?
That's funny.
Well, it was meant to be.
No, not that. It's just that I feel like I've been heading the other direction lately. I'm losing my faith in God. I mean, what's the point? We're all being punished. Every last one of us. Ain't no one getting spared.
Well, maybe it's God's way of telling us that she meant every word when she said we were all equal in her eyes.
You really think God's a woman?
There's no man that's smart enough or ruthless enough to pull off something like this.
Fair enough. And you know, God never said that, by the way, about us all being equal.
No?
Not exactly, no.
Oh, well, I'm new to this.
So, what'd you decide?
Huh?
The chair. What'd you do with the chair?
Oh, I just put it out there with the trash at the end of the driveway there by the road.
Oh, you sure did. Well, you know damn well it's just gonna sit there. I mean, they haven't collected garbage in how many months do you think it's been?
I've got no idea how long it's been.
Well, the smell is awful when the wind starts coming through. That is for sure.
I've gotten used to it.
Oh, hey, I put together a basket of vegetables for you from the garden. Just some carrots, cabbage, red and yellow peppers, radishes, tomatoes, beans, lettuce, all the usual suspects. I did real good this year.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and scrub them down and leave them on your porch before I go to bed tonight. But you should probably give them another scrub before you go cutting them up and cooking them, though.
Well, thanks.
Of course. I mean, it's the least I could do with all the preserves you've been sending my way. I have been baking up a storm over here. Muffins, cakes, bread. Ooh, I made a scrumptious vinaigrette. I'll leave some of that too because it'll make a nice salad.
I'm just happy you're making good use of them.
I mean, there's a million things you can do with preserves, so it's not like they're going to go to waste or anything. That's for sure. I see they finally pulled Hank Ouellette out of his car.
Yeah, just yesterday, actually. 2 women in hazmat suits came for him.
He was in there a long while.
Yep, dropped dead in the driver's seat and on display for all the world to see. Or at least those passing by on the main road here. I suppose he was trying to get to the hospital.
But even if he made it to the hospital, I doubt he would have been able to find anybody to help him.
True enough.
So that leaves, what, all the houses on that side of the road empty now?
Nope. Trina Patterson's still around. Saw her this morning.
Trina Patterson?
Yeah, she lives in that great ramshackle house. It's about 100 yards in that direction.
I don't think I ever met her.
Oh, well, she always kept to herself. She was one of them, what do you call them, introverts, a recluse. Good thing, too. It's probably what's going to keep her alive in the long run.
In the long run? Hell, I'm not sure I'd actually want to be here when the long run comes around.
I hear that. Anyway, so we've got Trina Patterson on that side of the road, and I guess you, me, Marlene Lumley, and her mother-in-law Jenny got 3 houses down on this side of the road. Everyone else is gone.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
So, Marlene and Jenny, I heard they was always at each other's throats, but they seem to get along just fine now.
Well, they don't have much of a choice now, do they? All they got left is each other. Oh, do you remember? No, that's right. You and your husband moved to town around that time, so you probably didn't know. It's probably about 2 years ago, maybe longer. Lost track of time. Anyhow, Jenny allegedly tried to hire someone to kill Marlene.
You get out of here.
I shit you not. And Jenny was good friends with this woman who used to stock shelves over the local Walgreens. Don't remember her name. Oh, yes, I do remember. It was Barbara. Barbara something. Doesn't matter anyhow. So anyway, this Barbara lady was married for a short time to a hitman in the early 1970s. So Jenny thought Barbara still had connections with the mafia. Well, Barbara was flabbergasted at Jenny's declaration she wanted Marlene dead. And Marlene was almost 9 months pregnant with their youngest son, Dwayne, at the time. So, of course, Barbara went to the police, and the police asked her to go undercover for them. So she did. And they wired her up, and she met Jenny in her car over in the Sonic parking lot on Highway 27. Well, of course, Jenny didn't have a penny to her name, so she told Barbara she could offer the hitman a Smith & Wesson 9mm, a buck knife, one of them iPads, 4 bottles of gold dust, and a Ronald Reagan commemorative coin as down payment. But then he would have to wait until after Marlene had the baby before taking her out.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I ain't.
Well, so what happened then?
Nothing.
Nothing? What do you mean nothing?
Well, not long after that, the pandemic kicked in real hard, knocked the whole country on its ass. And Jenny was living with her son and Marlene at that time. So when the governor issued a total lockdown, they were all stuck in the same house together. So nothing ever came of it.
Well, that's just plain crazy. How are you supposed to live with a woman who intends to kill you?
I don't know, but I'd start by putting a lock on my bedroom door, that's for certain.
So why did she do it?
Well, Jenny didn't much like Marlene from the start, and Marlene was threatening divorce. Said she'd fight tooth and claw for custody of those 3 boys. And I guess Jenny was afraid she'd never see her grandchildren again.
thinking.
Yeah? Oh, what?
Well, it don't exactly take a medical degree to figure out that men are more likely to get sick and die.
That's been my take on it as well.
So I guess I was just wondering, why do you think your lady friend got...
My wife?
Sorry. Your wife. Why do you think she succumbed so early on?
Look, I appreciate you're a kind person and a good neighbor. I like you and I enjoy talking to you. But even during times like these, some things are just nobody's business. You understand?
I didn't mean to upset you. We was just talking about the chair, and I know that was a hard decision for you to do.
And that's all it really is, isn't it? Just a chair, a placeholder. It don't serve as a substitute. It's just marking the spot where Adele used to be. And it took me until just this afternoon before figuring that out.
So, you think I should get rid of this chair here?
Do what's right for you, no matter what I think.
What you think matters a lot to me. I miss Teddy. Desperately. I mean, it was him who convinced me to move here. We was gonna have kids, and we wanted to raise them somewhere quiet, somewhere safe. I got that was never supposed to happen. But, you know, he was not just my husband. He was my friend. Maybe not my best friend, but he loved me with all his heart. He treated me with respect. My God, he was so funny. Had me laughing just all of the time. I mean, no, I'm not going to share some of the awful things he said because they were just not proper. But, oh my God, he had me laughing so hard sometimes that I almost threw up. He was a good man.
Men are like corpse flowers. They bloom rarely and only for a short time, and they stink.
Well, that don't sound very nice.
I mean, I guess that's my way of saying I liked your husband too. He was different than most. He was decent company. Oh, yeah, shitty tasting beer. Of course. He and I got along just fine. Adele didn't die of the virus.
No?
No, she did not. Adele was always kind of a sad woman. Oh, she got through life just fine, I guess. She was able to enjoy herself, and we were able to enjoy each other. She finally reached her limit. I guess she much didn't like the idea of hanging around watching the world collapse. And when it seemed like no one was ever going to take responsibility, and no one was ever going to make an effort to put things right, she didn't see the point. She did what she could. She made sure we recycled and we conserved water and we planted trees. We started washing our clothes and hanging them on the line to dry. But no matter what we did, it was never going to be enough for her. I knew that. She knew that. And so she took matters into her own hands. And that's all there was to it.
Well, welcome back. Thank you for your hard work, everyone. This has been a great experience so far.
It has. Congratulations towards Stacy and Larissa for a great performance. This took the elements of live and filming on Zoom, so that had to be a challenge for the director. Well done.
Mm-hmm. Not only do you have talented actors, but the directors and some members of the PWLT Board of Directors also helped with the editing of this video.
So many folks volunteered and got to experience the creative process to create some amazing productions. I have to admit, I kind of snuck in and watched a couple of them before they were aired.
That had to be fun.
It was fun.
My husband Nick also did some editing, and it took a long time. So kudos to people out there who do editing. It's not easy.
Chrissy, can you tell us about what we are about to see?
Sure. This is a story about Eddie and Emma. Eddie is a soon-to-be father, and Emma is a mysterious woman.
Ooh, interesting. We now present A Good Day, written by Nicole Lust and directed by Rebecca Baston.
With Sarah Hoy as Emma, Jared Dent as Eddie, and Shelby Cody as Nurse Cheryl.
Thank you for sticking around, and please enjoy the show.
Lion tries to eat zebra-striped toddler at Oregon Zoo.
What?
Crazy the news these days. But those stories do serve as good distractions. Would you like to?
No, thank you. I don't care about your trivial stories.
Suit yourself. Man loses life savings at carnival. Ooh, and stuffed banana with dreadlocks.
What?
Weird, huh? Well, sure do bizarre things.
Sure, right. Well, could you read your gossip magazines quietly, or better yet, silently to yourself? Some of us have real issues to deal with here. Is there a doctor anywhere?
Sure, but it's not gossip, it's real news. This is the New York Times. Promise.
Really? Not like the National Enquirer or something?
Cross my heart and hope to die. You can see it for yourself.
Please. Don't say things like that. Not here.
Sorry. I'm insensitive sometimes. Or social intelligence or something like that.
Woman gives birth, is attacked by bees, starts wildfire in Northern California. What's the world come to?
Beats me. But aren't you just dying to know what makes a grown man sacrifice his life savings for a lowly stuffed Rastafarian banana? I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Sure you can. Why would you when reality is already too much for anyone to handle?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I was just trying to lighten the mood and take your mind off of...
You don't know a thing about me. And my mind is focused on exactly what it needs to be focused on. Thank you very much. Doctor! Is there a doctor here? Nurse! Ma'am, I need an update on my wife. I've just waited for so long.
Mr. Abrams, please, quiet down. This isn't going to help your wife. And as I've told you for the umpteenth time, I have no updates for you as well. The moment I hear anything, I will let you know. Just please try to calm down and wait patiently, sir. We're doing everything we can for your wife. I promise you that.
And the baby. The baby too, right? She's 6 months pregnant, 6.5.
Yes.
The doctors will need to know.
Yes, we know. You told us, and we discovered as much on our initial plan. I assure you, both are in the best possible hands.
I'm sorry. I've heard nothing and I'm terrified. I mean, I got a call that she was in a car accident. Well, actually, that she was struck by a vehicle on a morning run. She's so careful when she crosses the street. I just don't know how you can...
Sir.
How do you... Who can be so careless as...
Just try to calm down and wait patiently. is waiting anxiously for news regarding their loved ones. The moment I hear anything, I will let you know. Try to take comfort in the fact that we have the best doctors doing everything they can to save your life.
And the baby.
Yes.
Baby too, right?
Of course. Both your wife and child. Now, please.
I'm sorry about your wife and baby. Sorry, but I couldn't help it over here. Well, maybe I could, but I didn't. I really hope they'll both be okay.
Thank you. So do I. But you really should mind your own business.
I'm told that often. Never seems to stick, though. Streusel?
What?
Would you like some streusel? I have a spare from the cafeteria, and it's Chef Piccin's specialty, or at least it's Saturday special. Eating always helps me when I'm stressed. Believe me, this pastry is so scrumptiously succulent, it'll make him salivate like a Pavlovian dog and forget all about what's happening. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm so embarrassed.
Gluten free or something? I can get you something else. Anything you want. It's no trouble.
Chive bagel, please.
Chive bagel. Well, I'm not really sure the kitchen has bagels at this hour, but I'll do my best. I know the whole staff, so I have some.
No. No. That was the last thing I said to my wife before. I was busy answering work emails. She was rushing out the door to get in her morning run before her maze class or prenatal appointment. I don't know. I didn't listen closely enough to remember. Offer to go with her, now that I think about it. She always stops by this mom and pop bistro around the corner from the house on the way home as a way to treat herself. I don't say anything, even though it makes no sense to ingest a ton of calories and pastries after burning a bunch, but anyway, she offered to give me whatever I wanted, drop it off to me at the office as a kind of peace offering. I didn't even look at her, give her the time of day. I just waved with my back turned and yelled, "Chive bagel!" as she closed the door. I like to think I had it please, but I'm not sure of anything anymore.
Peace offering?
We had a horrible fight last night. Slept on the couch and everything. To think she might.
She won't.
She might. The last thing I did was yell at her and ask for a goddamn bagel.
I'm sure she knows you love her. And your baby. Trust me, she won't remember one little fight you had in a breakfast order. She'll remember the years of love and beautiful memories you made together.
No offense, sweetie, but aren't you a little young to be handing out profound relationship advice? What are you doing here anyway? And why are you inserting yourself into my life?
I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable or upset you. I'm just trying to help.
Maybe you can help by leaving me the fuck alone. Like you can even imagine what I'm going through. Hell, 0.1% of what I'm going through. I bet the worst that's happened to you is stubbing your poor little pinky toe. God. And what are you doing here anyway? You never answered.
Waiting. Just like everyone else. Waiting and wondering if the worst will happen. And believe me, I've had way worse than a stubbed toe, that's for sure. Sorry about your wife. I'll leave you alone now.
I'm sorry. I'm a dick when I'm upset. I mean, you've been so nice to me and I never even asked your name. I'm Eddie. Edward Abrams. Nice to meet you.
Emma Davies, but sorry, I don't shake germs and such. That's the kind of thing that'll get you put right back here. And as a patient this time.
Gotcha. Well, nice to make your acquaintance, Emma. And apologies for the...
No need. I totally get it. And sorry about your streusel. I mean, I full-on stress ate your streusel.
It's no problem. I'm kind of off carbs at the moment anyway.
Tell you what, I'm kind of tight with Nurse Cheryl over there, and she really does respond better to honey rather than vinegar. So why don't I go sweet talk her a bit and see if I can't find more about your situation. Sound good?
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cool. I'll be back in a jiff.
So, what's the news? You two seemed awfully chummy over there. How do you know the nurse staff's in the cafeterias now, for that matter? You like live here or something?
So, good news is there is no real news. The nurses haven't heard anything substantial from the doctors yet. And I know that seems terrible, but it's a good thing. Surgeries take a long time. This is completely normal.
How do you know what's normal? The husband should get an update on his wife whose guts were splattered all over Prince Street. Whose baby is...
Is it a boy or a girl? Any names picked out yet?
That's what our fight was about. The sex of the baby. I wanted to find out right away, get prepared. She wanted to wait and have it be a surprise. Audrey, that's her name. God, I can't believe I haven't told you her name yet. Well, Audrey wanted the whole gender reveal shebang with balloons or a rocket or something. I don't know. I didn't let the conversation get that far. I just started freaking out that we couldn't come to an agreement on something as simple and stupid as that. She tried to calm me down as usual, but I just pushed her away. How could I be a father when I can't even make superfluous decisions?
Stop worrying so much. All new parents are paranoid messes before their kids arrive. And to be honest, most of them are kind of disastrous throughout. That's just part of parenting here.
Spoken like a true mom. Do you have any kids?
No, unfortunately. I guess I never will. So, tell me about your wife, Audrey. What's she like?
Oh, wow. She's wonderful. One of a kind, truly. She's the yin of my yang, you could say. I'm this type A analytical nut. She's this creative, warm soul. We met in a philosophy seminar of all places. I took the course purely for the gen ed credits, but it was the best decision I ever made. I used to be deadly afraid of public speaking. Like so petrified that I would vomit for days before a presentation and nearly faint in front of everyone. Our final exams were oral lectures, being a philosophy course. When I stumbled to the front of the auditorium to explain the intricacies of determinism, fatalism, and free will, I suddenly couldn't breathe and started having a panic attack. Audrey saw me struggling, suddenly started singing this improvised tune about fate, following your heart, choosing your own path, damning the powers that be. I was hooked. I loved her from then on out.
It's beautiful. She sounds like some kind of woman.
Yeah, she is. She always saved me. fixed me. She was always able to bring me back to center when I go off the deep end. I don't ever raise a child without her.
You won't have to. And you'll be an epic father. Great, I'm sure.
You stop telling me that everything is going to be okay. You don't know how things are going to work out. You don't control fucking fate.
Neither do you. If fate is even a thing, right, Mr. Philosophy Man? And would you rather I tell you that you'll survive either way? Even if the worst happens, even if Audrey and your baby both die today, you'll grieve and suffer for a long time, sure. But you'll survive. You'll come out the other end alive and stronger, more resilient, more compassionate, a better man.
Are you seriously telling me that I'd be better off with them dead? Are you seriously insane?
No, I'm saying you'll be alive, which is a lot more than many people get in this life. And I'm saying that suffering strengthens a person. You choose how you respond to pain. You either shrivel up and crumble for it, or you fight back and decide to do some good with the time you have left. Make your loss your bitch. Say, you don't define me, death! Die, motherfucker!
Get the fuck out of here. Who do you think you are? Nosing yourself into the worst day of my life. Having the hubris, the audacity to claim to have all the answers.
I never pretended. Look, I'm just trying to help and take your mind off of what's going down the hall in the OR. If I'm doing more harm than good, then I'll leave right now. Just say the word and I'm gone.
No, wait, stay. I'm a hothead, ass.
We've really stopped doing this. Pissing each other off, then apologizing is truly exhausting. And I only have so much strength in me.
Me too. Agreed. How do you know where the ORs are located? Why do you know so much about this place? Why are you here?
Like I said, waiting. I have a lot of experience in the matter, so...
Waiting for whom exactly? Which one of your loved ones is sick or hurt?
No one, actually. Not a soul.
Then why are you waiting here? In a hospital emergency department to boot? Are you some sick sadist that gets their jollies off watching people suffer and then swooping in to save them from their grief?
I'm waiting for me, okay? Me. I'm the sick and hurt one. Although you're not that far off from me talking to people about their pain part. It makes me feel better. And I like to think it helps them too. Symbiotic sort of...
Wait, what? You look like the spitting image of health.
Looks can be deceiving.
What exactly is wrong with you?
Wrong with me? Well, that list could go on for eons, but what's wrong with me, technically speaking, I don't really like to tell people. It tends to upset them.
Too bad. Tell me. I'm already upset. And I've already spilled my guts to you. The least you can do is be honest.
I'm dying. We'll be dead any day now, actually. You see? It's precisely why I don't like to tell people. It's always the same reaction. It's never enough that I'm dying myself, but then it's like I have to help others process the information and grieve for me themselves. It's too much.
Okay, fine. Right. I won't do that to you. You've been very kind to me. The least I can do is repay the favor. What do you need?
Nothing, really. I'm good. I've come to terms with this. How can I help you? You want me to try to get another update?
No, wait. Stay. Please, relax.
It was the part where everyone thinks I'm an invalid. It's cool. I'm used to it. I guess I should be grateful that someone cares. Even a stranger. Especially a stranger, actually.
Where is your family in all of this?
Look around! I've got family all around me. Don't feel bad for me. I'm not alone. Not totally.
I mean like your actual family, like blood relatives.
Blood can be overrated. But I don't have much in the way of family of any kind. I did not come from a happy home. Most of my loved ones were either dead, addicts, abusive, or just gone.
There has to be something.
Jeez, cry much? I'm not used to talking about me. People are usually so focused on their own problems, they never ask about my life. And once they hear about the disease, it's just tunnel vision on the illness. And all else fades to black. I may become a malignancy and nothing more.
Well, I care. What about you? All of you. And you've cared about me, so let me care for you.
Fine. I guess it's only fair since you share so much. I only had my mom. She never earned that title. It wasn't all her fault, really. She could barely take care of herself, let alone me. And she was messed up. Took out all of her anger from the world out on me. I left the household the second I turned 18 and never turned back. It was hard making it out on my own, but at least I was away from the constant yelling, fear, and anxiety, just sadness that place brought me.
And that's rough. But don't you think it's time to make things right? Say goodbye, perhaps get some semblance of closure before it's too late?
She never came looking for me. And I'm not gonna seek her out now, for what? For her to try and make me apologize for leaving her and choosing me? Protecting me? No, not gonna happen. Besides, she'll just find a way to say it's my fault, I'm dying. It's always my fault.
Okay. Okay. What about friends? Everyone has friends, right?
Not everyone's that lucky. I was never one for friends. I don't trust easily. That and people don't seem to like me. No one wants to get close to me, get to know me, and if they ever try, I push them away. Instinctively. I tried to break the habit of reach out to some people, but they never cared to reach back.
Come on. You've never had one friend? That's hard to believe.
I had a childhood best friend, Sarah Summers. We were inseparable for a while. I practically lived at her house for like a year when things were particularly bad with my mom. But things got weird with us. She used to make me feel worse to make herself feel better, and I did everything to try and be more like her. I lost me, and I resented her for it.
Maybe now's the time to reach out. Set things right.
Maybe, but I wouldn't even know where to find her or how to start. We just drifted apart, and I never heard anything else from her. Tried looking her up on social media to reconnect or whatever, but she's not on anything. It's like she fell off the face of the earth.
Right. Right. No boyfriend? Nothing?
When you take one look at all this and think, damn, men must be all up in that business. Am I right? Okay, not in a joking mood. Get it? And no, I'm not like you. I never found someone who could love me, let alone tolerate me. It's like my mom always said, you'll always be alone because no one can tolerate you long enough to stay. Guess she was right.
So you have no one? There's no one? How is that possible?
It's very possible. Some of the closest people to me were the ones who hurt me the worst. So I find it best to seek comfort in the kindness of strangers. Hasn't failed me yet.
Okay, but why are you here, this sad, sterile place, instead of out there in the real world? Doing
amazing, wonderful, bucket list type of things. Yeah, I tried that. I don't have much in the way of money, so my ambitions had to go way down, but I was cool with that. Instead of standing atop the Eiffel Tower, I could leisurely stroll through Central Park. Anything to take in the beauty of this world and all that it offers. But I soon realized that even trying to do simple things, like going to a museum or park and savoring them, just made me sadder than ever. I felt the loneliness more palpably than ever. all I could think of was how this is it for me. I was surrounded by everything I never did have and was never going to have. The only thing that helps to ease that pain is take my mind off myself and try to help others instead.
So that's why you're here. You're trying to help.
Yes, hopefully. I had to come in one day when my symptoms were so severe I couldn't ignore them anymore. Couldn't afford an ambulance, so I staggered in here and waited like everyone else. But the wait that day was crazy, so I sat here for hours on end, listening to people's stories. This place sees the absolute best and worst moments of people's lives. Babies being born, sons surviving surgeries, wives pulling through after accidents.
Yeah, the worst.
Yes, the worst too. Broken-hearted families, debilitating diseases, children dying. But there's life in that. The anguish and joy, the extremes of existence. There's beauty in that peril.
So you make yourself feel better by watching other people that are worse off.
No! I delight in their ecstasy and commiserate in their misery. That day I was here feeling so sick myself. I heard this huge family anxiously wait for their little Kara to give birth. I heard their hope, fear, boredom. I experienced their terror when she developed complications due to placenta previa and rapidly deteriorated. And then I saw the looks on their face when a healthy mother and baby were wheeled into this very waiting room. I felt incredible. But later, I was here when a mother was petrified for her son who had been in a motorcycle accident. I must have talked to Betty for nearly 6 hours about her little boy Ricky, his first steps, his obnoxious mohawk, his loud guitar playing. I held her when the doctor said there's nothing else they could do. He was gone. I let her weep into my arms for what felt like forever, and I wept with her. At some point, Betty said she was ready to go home and had to make arrangements, but I'll never forget what she said. You've been my little angel today. I don't think I could have gotten through this without you, but I'm glad I don't have to find out. Thank you for your love. I'll never forget her or her son. Coming here, at least I know I'm doing some good with what little life I have left. My life will have meaning.
Wow. Damn. There's nothing they can do? The doctors? There's really no hope?
I have a high-grade anaplastic astrocytoma impinging on my brainstem. It's incurable and inoperable. At least now it is. Caught too late. And don't even think about giving me the speech because I've tried everything. Chemo, radiation, drug trials, the whole shebang. Nothing worked. They sent me home to put my affairs in order, whatever that means.
Brain tumor? Why can't they operate?
They say it's inoperable. Maybe the most skilled surgeons in the world could try their hands on it, but I could never afford that. I spent my life savings on these treatments, and look what good they did me. You know, I didn't even have a life insurance before this thing. One day you faint after a 14-hour shift on your feet, slinging hash, and BAM! They hit you with a Marlboro news like this. I just thought my blood sugar was low, or something, because I hadn't been eating much. Couldn't afford to, but nope. Cancer. Turns out it was actually a seizure. Guess I shouldn't have been ignoring all those symptoms I'd been having for months, but hey, hindsight's 20/20. Life's a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Makes you feel like a dick for complaining about mine.
Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare compare grief. I can't stand it when people say you don't get to feel bad because there's someone who has it worse off. There's always going to be someone who has it worse off. It doesn't mean you don't get to feel terrible when terrible things happen to you.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Will it hurt when it...
No. Luckily, the tumor is nearly pressing on my brainstem, so it'll happen quickly and take out my basic bodily functions. There won't be too much suffering, just lights out.
Guess that's a relief. Somewhat.
I suppose. But it will be messy, unfortunately, so one must think of cleanup. Nice thing about dying here is there's no muss, no fuss. Just get a janitor, a gurney, put me in the basement, tape a toe tag on me, and boom! We're all done.
What? You can't be serious.
And bonus! I won't have to worry about dying in my shitty apartment with my feral cat Eugenia eating at my remains and my body running away with no one being the wiser.
Oh, you're sure emotional about all this.
I can't be. If I allow it in and allow it to be real, I'll fall apart and waste whatever time I have left. So I have to think of it this way. Like a ridiculous joke that's so absurd, it's true.
Mr. Abrams? The doctor's ready to speak with you now.
Oh, fuck. Emma, I'm...
Don't worry about it. Don't. Please, care about your wife and child. Don't let me stop you.
But
I'll be fine. I promise. Cross my heart and hope to...
Don't. Seriously.
All right, I won't. If you promise to go now, shoot!
It's just... Thank you. For everything.
You're welcome. And thank you too, especially for asking about me.
Of course. Wish I could do more.
Mr. Abrams, please.
Edward, I'll still be waiting here when you leave. Just go.
Eddie, please. We're like family after all this.
Edward, I don't know you well enough to be on any terms with you. Tell you what, I'll call you Eddie after I get to meet Audrey and the beautiful baby of yours. Sound good?
Yeah, perfect. Well, bye.
Not bye, just see you later. Now go already!
They're gonna be waiting right at the hall for you. Just let me know if you need anything, Mr. Abrams. So, how you feeling today, hon? Any, headache, nausea, blurred vision, tingling in the extremities?
I'm fine now, Cheryl, just fine. Now, how's that sister of yours? Carol should have been here some time ago.
Look at you. I mean, looking out for her even after.
Of course, what are chemo buddies for? Is she running late or something?
Yeah, actually. She hasn't been answering any of my calls or texts. But I'll check on her in a minute. First, how are you? You want to do a quick checkup while you're here? We could do vital, CBC, Chem 7.
Cheryl, darling, with all due respect, I'm done with that shit. Now, tell me about Eddie, Audrey, and the baby. Before you said you hadn't heard much, but things were looking up.
Unfortunately not. Audrey actually bled out on the table. She had too many internal injuries. She exsanguinated rapidly once arriving here. It's a miracle, though. The baby survived. Just this little baby boy, barely 27 weeks old, still kicking. It's remarkable, really. I've never seen a baby that small survive coming from a mother's womb that damaged. But he's got a long road ahead of him. Being so small and coming into this world so early. Don't fret. This really has been a good day. At least the baby survived. It's unprecedented, truly. The mother just didn't stand a chance. I mean, a pedestrian being struck directly at those speeds. The truth is, the doctor told me a while ago about the mom and baby. I just wanted to give you and Mr. Abrams a chance to talk things over. I thought it might do you both some good. Would you like to meet the baby? I'm sure the father wouldn't mind.
No, not yet, Cheryl. I mean, maybe with Eddie's permission.
It's all right, hon. Things really could have been so much worse. I mean, you should see some of the... Well, I guess you have seen a lot of. Some people are much less fortunate, as you well know. And life is just too short to... I'm sorry, I'm being so insensitive. Can I get you something? Maybe a magazine or newspaper? Oh, a pastry from the cafeteria. You know, the Chef Saturday special is this.
No. No, thank you, Cheryl. I think I'm gonna head out, actually.
Well, before you even meet the baby?
Yeah, I don't want to impose on Eddie's grief. All of a sudden, I have to go.
Oh. Well, at least let me help you. Are you sure you're okay? You're not acting like yourself today.
I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I think I realized life's too short to wait around to die.
But wait, what if you need something? What are you going to... Oh, hell. She's better off far away from this hellhole anyway. Senegalese migrant man risks deportation, saving man in wheelchair from fire. I guess good things do still happen.
Alert! Alert! Code blue in ambulance bay. Repeat, code blue in the ambulance bay.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Night 1 of our Virtual Original Works Festival.
And thank you to every single person who took part in all of these productions. Remember to tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here for Superstition and Espionage, a joke in 2 acts by B.L. Hardgrove.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night.